Hey, baseball fans. Welcome back to Tits and Streams, your go-to channel for daily baseball predictions. I'm Koken, and I'm here to give you the inside scoop on today's top matchups. Before we dive into today's picks, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on our latest predictions. If you enjoy our content, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends who love baseball and sports betting. Our channel relies entirely on your support. We don't have any sponsors, so every like, share, and comment helps us keep going. If you'd like to support us even more, consider donating by pressing the thanks button under this video. We love hearing from you. Drop a comment below. Your feedback makes our channel better. All right, let's get into today's predictions. Today we have predictions for 4 MLB games. The first prediction for today is for a game between the Minnesota Twins and Cleveland Guardians. In a crucial showdown for both teams, the Cleveland Guardians are set to host the Minnesota Twins at Progressive Field for the second game of their series. The Guardians have been commanding the American League Central with an 86-64 record, while the Twins are barely hanging on to the final wildcard spot at 79-70. Every game in this series carries significant weight for these teams as they battle for playoff positioning. With the regular season winding down, the Guardians are in prime position to clinch the AL Central. Their magic number is shrinking fast, and it's only a matter of time before they secure the division title. The Twins, on the other hand, are fighting tooth and nail to keep their postseason hopes alive, with the Tigers and Mariners not far behind. Minnesota has been faltering as of late, which has opened the door for their competitors. The Twins have just a dozen games left to right the ship, but their remaining schedule is not doing them any favors. They'll need to turn things around quickly if they want to hold on to their wildcard spot. Meanwhile, Cleveland has been rock solid. Despite a few pushes from teams like the Royals and the Twins, the Guardians have held firm, largely thanks to their timely hitting. They may not be the most explosive team at the plate, but their knack for coming through in the clutch, led by Jose Ramirez, has been their key to success. Ramirez is without question one of the league's best players. Even though he doesn't have the same supporting cast as some of the other superstars, his contributions are undeniable. In my opinion, he belongs in the conversation as one of the top players in the game today. On the mound, Cleveland will send Gavin Williams to face Minnesota's Zebby Matthews. Neither pitcher has had an impressive season. Williams has a 5.23 ERA, which has worsened to 6.23 over his last 3 starts, while Matthews carries a 7.11 ERA and a concerning 13.06 ERA in his last 3 outings. Both teams have struggled in games started by these pitchers, and frankly, they haven't given much hope for improvement. Offensively, neither team has been lighting it up against right-handed pitching. The Guardians are hitting just .219 over their last 10 games, and the Twins are marginally better at .231. This one could come down to the bullpens, and that's where Cleveland has the upper hand. On Monday, the Guardians rallied from an early 3-0 deficit and secured the win, showing their resilience. Their bullpen has been far more reliable than Minnesota's, and that could prove to be the difference maker. Cleveland has dominated the Twins lately, winning 8 of their last 10 meetings and 5 of their last 7 overall. In my view, the Guardians have the edge here, especially if it comes down to relief pitching. I'm backing Cleveland to win this one and take another step closer to locking up the American League Central crown.
Welcome to BetUS, Sportsbook and Casino, your ultimate hub for secure and thrilling sports betting and casino gaming. BetUS is one of the oldest and most reliable online sportsbooks in the U.S., serving millions of clients all over the globe each month. BetUS, trusted for over 30 years, offers huge welcome bonuses, countless betting options, and many deposit and payout methods. Depositing funds is a breeze and safe, with a minimum deposit of just $10. Payouts are fast and hassle-free, beginning at only $50. Choose from various payout options like MoneyGram, couriered check, cryptocurrency, or bank wire. Signing up is quick and easy. For signing up, you can use the link in the description and enjoy a generous 125% welcome bonus of up to $3,000. By signing up using the link in the description, you'll also support us as we earn a small commission from your registration at BetUS. Thank you for supporting us. Join now and start winning.
The second prediction for today is for a game between the Boston Red Sox and Tampa Bay Rays. As the Major League Baseball season heads into the final stretch, the excitement of the playoffs is just around the corner. However, before we get there, a few key games remain, including an interesting matchup between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. While neither team has officially been eliminated from playoff contention, their chances are slim, making this game more about pride than postseason glory. The Tampa Bay Rays have had a rough season, sitting at 73-77, and they've lost 5 of their last 7 games. Coming off a split series with Cleveland, where they went 2-2, the the Rays have struggled to find consistency. They were swept by the Phillies, managed to win 2 out of 3 against the Orioles, and split a 4-game series with the Twins. In their last 11 games, Tampa Bay is 4-7, and they sit 4th in the American League East. On the mound, the Rays pitching staff has posted a respectable 3.88 ERA with a 1.22 whip, while holding opposing batters to a 2.38 average. Offensively, the Rays have struggled, scoring just 570 runs with a 2.30 batting average and a 3.04 on-base percentage. Yandy Diaz has been a bright spot, batting .283 with 14 home runs and 65 RBIs. On the other hand, the Boston Red Sox are hovering around 500 at 75-75, though they've dropped 3 of their last 5 games. They're coming off a tough series against the Yankees, where they lost 3 of 4. Before that, they won 2 of 3 against both the Orioles and White Sox, but were swept by the Mets. The Red Sox are 5-10 in their last 15 games, placing them 3rd in the American League East. Their pitching staff has a 4.12 ERA, a 1.26 whip, and has held opponents to a 2.46 average. On offense, Boston has scored 710 runs with a 2.55 average and a 3.21 on-base percentage. Rafael Devers has been a key contributor, hitting .278 with 28 homers and 83 RBIs this season. Boston has been one of the more surprising teams this year. Expected to finish last in their division, they've defied the odds and stayed competitive throughout the season. Even though pitching has been a weakness, they've fought hard to remain in the middle of the division. The Red Sox may not be headed to the playoffs, but they've shown resilience. Nick Pivetta gets the start for Boston today. He's had an up-and-down season with a 4.24 ERA, but he's found his groove lately, posting a 2.0 ERA over his last 3 starts. The Red Sox are 13-10 in games Pivetta has started, but they've struggled against the Rays when he's on the mound, going just 2-8 in his last 10 starts against Tampa Bay. For the Rays, Shane Baz takes the hill. Tampa Bay has been strategic this season, opting to build for the future rather than sacrifice long-term success for immediate wins. Baz has been a solid performer with a 3.28 ERA on the year and a strong 2.76 ERA in his last 3 starts. Offensively, the Rays have struggled recently, hitting only .223 against right-handed pitching over their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Red Sox have been slightly better at .240. Where the Rays have an edge is in the bullpen, posting a 3.24 ERA in their last 10 games compared to Boston's 4.41. Both teams are playing with pride, but I believe the Rays will edge this one out, especially with the advantage of being at home and Baz pitching well. I'm backing Tampa Bay in this matchup. The third prediction for today is for a game between the Philadelphia Phillies and Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers and Philadelphia Phillies are heading toward their division titles, but both teams still have plenty to fight for as they jockey for one of the coveted first-round byes in the playoffs. With the season nearing its end, the pressure is on to secure the best possible postseason position and avoid the wild card round. The Philadelphia Phillies are sitting at 90-60 this season and have taken 2 of their last 3 games. They stumbled in the first game of this series on Monday, allowing 6 runs in a tough loss. Prior to this series, the Phillies won 2 out of 3 against the Mets, swept the Rays, and split 4 games with the Marlins. With an impressive 11-4 record in their last 15 games, the Phillies are in command of the National League East. Their pitching staff has held steady with a 3.76 ERA, a 1.22 whip, and has limited opponents to a 2.41 batting average. Offensively, the Phillies have crossed the plate 727 times, sporting a 2.58 batting average and a 3.27 on-base percentage. Bryce Harper has been a standout, hitting .290 with 28 homers and driving in 82 runs. On the other side, the Milwaukee Brewers have posted an 87-63 record this year and are coming off a 6-2 victory in the series opener on Monday night. Before this matchup, Milwaukee took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks, won 2 out of 3 against the Giants, and dropped 2 of 3 to the Rockies. Over their last 12 games, the Brewers are 6-6, holding first place in the National League Central. The pitching staff for Milwaukee has been sharp, with a 3.65 ERA, a 1.24 whip, and a 2.38 opponent batting average. Their offense has pushed across 732 runs, with a team batting average of 250 and a 3.29 on-base percentage. Willie Adams has been the power in the lineup, batting 250 with 32 home runs and 109 RBIs this season. In the National League, only 2 teams earn a bye past the wild card round, which means avoiding a matchup with a dangerous team like the Braves or Mets. The Phillies currently hold the top spot in the National League, making them favorites for a first-round bye and potentially home field advantage throughout the postseason. The Brewers are trailing the Dodgers for the other bye, and they'll need to keep winning to close the gap. On the mound for the Brewers will be Frankie Montas, who has been a solid pickup since arriving from the Cincinnati Reds. Montas has posted a 4.49 ERA on the season, but has been much better recently, with a 3.5 ERA in his last 3 outings. Milwaukee has gone 6-2 in Montas' last 8 starts, a sign that he's finding his form when it matters most. The Phillies will counter with Zach Wheeler, one of the most reliable arms in the league. Wheeler comes into this game with a sparkling 1.42 ERA over his last 3 starts and a 2.60 ERA on the season. Despite his impressive stats, the Phillies have gone just 18-11 in his starts due to some tough luck no decisions. Still, Wheeler remains one of the premier pitchers in baseball. When it comes to offense, the Phillies have a slight edge over the Brewers against right-handed pitching, batting .247 in their last 10 games compared to Milwaukee's .234. Both bullpens have been solid, with Philadelphia posting a 2.82 ERA and Milwaukee holding a 2.70 ERA over the same span. Momentum is on the side of both clubs. Philadelphia has gone 16-5 in their last 21 games, while Milwaukee has been 6-2 in Montas' last 8 starts. But with 2 top-tier pitchers taking the mound and both teams fighting for playoff positioning, I'm expecting a tight, low-scoring contest. The under looks like a smart play in this one. In their 4 meetings this season, the total runs scored between the Phillies and Brewers has only reached 17. Wheeler's last outing saw just 4 runs cross the plate, and the under is 7-2-1 in their last 10 head-to-head matchups. Although the Phillies have seen the under hit 3-6-1 in their last 10 games, they've only managed 8 runs in their last 3 road contests, so they'll need to step up offensively. Meanwhile, the Brewers have seen the under hit 6-3-1 in their last 10, allowing fewer than 3 runs per game over their last 5 home games. I'm looking for a pitching duel, and I believe the under is the safest bet in this one. The 4th prediction for today is for a game between the New York Yankees and Seattle Mariners. The Seattle Mariners are gearing up to face the New York Yankees in what should be an exciting matchup with 2 teams on very different paths. The Mariners, unfortunately, are out of the playoff race and playing for pride, while the Yankees are fighting for first place in the American League. They've been neck and neck with the Orioles for much of the season, but now with a bit of breathing room, the Yankees have a real shot at controlling their destiny. The Yankees have put together a strong 87-63 record after taking on the Royals and Red Sox. Over their last 3 games, they've managed to put up 11 runs and have scored 4 or more runs in 4 of their last 8 outings. This offensive push is spearheaded by Aaron Judge, who leads the team with 169 hits and 132 RBIs. He's been well supported by Juan Soto and Anthony Volpe, who've combined for 302 hits and 156 RBIs, making this lineup a force to reckon with. On the other side, the Mariners are sitting at 77-73 after facing off against the Padres and Rangers. They've been on a roll lately, scoring 17 runs in their last 3 games, and managing to score 4 or more runs in 5 consecutive games. Julio Rodriguez has been leading the charge for Seattle with 134 hits and 54 RBIs, while Cal Raleigh and Josh Rojas have added a combined 196 hits and 120 RBIs. When this team gets hot, they're hard to stop. Taking the mound for the Mariners is Bryan Woo, who's been a revelation for Seattle this season. The team has gone 13-6 in his starts, and he holds a 2.38 ERA, though that number has ticked up to 4.0 in his last 3 outings. Woo has still been reliable and gives the Mariners a solid chance to compete whenever he's on the hill. The Yankees will counter with Luis Gil, who's had a steady season with a 3.18 ERA, including a stellar 2.57 ERA over his last 3 starts. His return to form has been key for the Yankees, especially with Garrett Cole back in the rotation. Cole's presence has allowed everyone else in the rotation to slide into more favorable matchups, which has been a major factor in New York's recent success. Offensively, the Mariners have the edge against right-handed pitching, hitting .281 compared to the Yankees' .214. Both bullpens are strong, but the Yankees relievers have been lights out with a 1.16 ERA over their last 10 games, while the Mariners have been solid as well, with a 2.88 ERA from their bullpen. While the Yankees may be tempting with their recent success, I'm not sold on Luis Gil's consistency, especially considering his struggles with control. On the other hand, the Mariners have found their stride and are pushing their way back into the wild card race. Bryan Woo has been lights out this season, especially at home, where he boasts a 1.65 ERA and has held hitters to a 160 average. This could easily turn into a low-scoring game, but in my opinion, the Mariners have the edge at home, and I'm leaning towards them as the better bet in this matchup.